Calderwood, Walker, Senior and Bye, Sinfield the captain, and Danny Maguire. The forward pack, it was Bailey, Duneman and Ward, Jones, Buchanan, McKenna and Ellis, and on the bench for the Rhinos, it's Burrow, McDermott, Lauatiti and Willie Poaching. Now the men from Australia. Patton, the Canterbury Bulldogs fullback, El Masri, Lolesi, Tonga and Cutler, Anasta and Hughes. The forwards, Armit, Perry and Asatazi in the front row, Matua and Sonny Bill Williams in the second row, with Grimaldi the captain at loose forward, and on the bench it was Oliver, Shilovsky, Miles and Bryson, and the coach, Steve Folkes.
And the match referee is Sean Hampstead, 38 years of age, 2 State of Origins last year, and the New Zealand-Australia International in April. It's going to be an Australian official this year, it'll be a British official next year for the World Club Challenge, in an arrangement between the two governing bodies. Mr. Hampstead was the Rugby League's choice. Braith and Astor gets the game underway, and immediately the ball goes through the arms of Chev Walker and finds its way to touch over on that far side. Phil Clark, an awful start.
The worst possible start for the Leeds Rhinos. In fact, I can't imagine they would have dreamt of a worse beginning to the match there. That kick there, Chev Walker just perhaps infield a bit too much. The ball goes over his head and he'll be disappointed now to gift a great attacking opportunity to the Bulldogs.
And here they come. They are in possession, are the Canterbury Bulldogs. It's good tackling there by Keith Senior, and that was Patton from dummy half, and immediately the Rhinos are having to work very, very hard in defence. That is Perry, and they're attacking this line. It's shades of the Tri-Nations final, this, when Australia, the national side, came at Great Britain from the very first. And here is Sonny Bill Williams, a brilliant offload, and that's the prop forward Armit, who is held up just short.
Super play by Williams. All class is this youngster.
Corey Hughes spreads it to Patton, it goes further wide to Grimaldi, back on the inside, and a good hit there by Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Well, the Bulldogs realise they have to score early, and that is a big mistake.
Knock on by Matua. He was rattled by the strength of the hit.
I think Chev Walker would want to go around and pat all of his teammates on the back end. They've saved him a huge embarrassment to begin the match.
Matua drops the ball. He won the grand final in his debut year last season, and now Leeds will try and do something, but great defence. And Ellis having a struggle to play the ball, but does so.
That was a big let-off though for Leeds, and they know it. The coach Tony Smith would have been a little bit upset by the fact that Chev Walker, Phil Clark mentioned, should have been on the whitewash right on the edge of the line. He wasn't, he was in field.
Andrew Duneman looking for a big game against the Bulldogs tonight. He really was one of the young stars of the game down under. Lost his way a little bit, but has very much found his way in the British game, and most certainly at the Leeds Rhinos, as Maguire gets to his feet, plays the ball on the last tackle. Sinfield hoists the ball high, and this is a great chase by Leeds. The ball allowed to bounce is flicked back by Walker, and Marcus Bye hacks the ball forward and will chase it himself. Luke Patton is there, and Calderwood it is. Calderwood with the kick ahead, not Marcus Bye, my apologies.
Good work by Calderwood there. It wasn't the best pass, but interesting to note that the tactics that were so successful for Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls last year against the Penrith Panthers, which was the high kick, it really confused the Australians. It's obvious Tony Smith wants the same tactics tonight.
Kicking early in the tackle count there, Braith and Astor. Collected by Richard Mathers. Now, was that a knock-on? The ball seemed to go forward. Referee says no, because it was facing his own line.
Again, a little bit of fortune just going their way. That looked to knock on for mine from the full back.
He was facing his own line, so that's the reason he got away with it. And here now is Duneman, and he tips the ball inside to McKenna. Strong hit on McKenna by Rennie Matua.
Good defence by Canterbury. They're coming in very sharp, just off the fringe of the play of the ball. They're trying to squeeze Leeds in the centre of the pitch.
And this is Danny Maguire, little drop of the
that's
shoulders.
A high one. Should have been penalised for that. He didn't miss. And they're into it. In back play, they are swinging like you wouldn't want to believe. That was a high shot. He should have got the penalty. And they were all into it.
A
think you'll find it with Chev Walker and Jamal Alisi, two opposing centres, but you can see both sides refusing to be intimidated. They want to get on top of their opponents.
But it's things like this that really does upset the team and the players and the fans. The referee was in a good position.
But Alisi tackles Walker without the ball. Look, picks him up, dumps him onto the ground. We can see just there in the front of the camera. Yeah. It's Jamie Jones Buchanan, rather. I apologise to Chev Walker.
But really, Corey Hughes, the halfback from the Bulldogs, he should have been picked up. Sean Hampstead, the official.
He's got a report from his touch judge, and they have given Leeds the penalty for the high shot on Maguire. Here comes Bailey, 10 metres inside the Bulldogs' half of the field. And messing around. Penalty to Leeds.
Well, a little shock was Tony Grimaldi, but there was little doubt in anybody's mind. It's a ploy that most teams utilise. They try to turn the ball carrier onto their back, make it slow for them to play the ball. Tony Smith, though, knows that this is the first real opportunity of this game to put points on the board.
And here come the Rhinos. Quick play the ball there by Sinfield to Duneman, a drive in from Ward. Takes 3 to bring him down. They're 11 metres short. Duneman, he finds Gareth Ellis. Great ball to Maguire. It's opened up wide. This is the first try for Chev Walker. Referee hasn't given it yet.
I'm sure there wasn't a play taking it, Denny.
Well, he wants to check something in back play, but the match that started almost disastrously for Walker has suddenly become good.
Beautiful play. Watch the dummy runners come through, and Maguire is running around on the loop. He wants to see whether there's any interference. This could be turned down. Or did the man commit himself? Now, the video referee has to make sure that the man could not have got to Maguire. I don't think so.
I don't think he made any effort. He committed himself to take Jones Buchanan. This is a certain try.
And the try is given by the video referee. And Chev Walker, having begun the match with a fumble that gave Canterbury the pressure inside the Leeds Rhinos half, is on the end of the move that produces the first try. Leeds are ahead by 4 points to 0.
Super play by Leeds. Good build up. Watch the dummy runner. Maguire takes it on the angle. Look how he sucked in the centre. At least he had nothing to do. Back on the inside. The weight of Walker. This is superb rugby league football.
Steve, I think you've got to give a lot of credit to the Leeds players who were actually on the right-hand side of the play of the ball, who held up so many of the Bulldogs defenders. The full width of the pitch really enabled them to get that try. Canterbury's defence too spread.
Well, there's the leading Super League goal kicker last year, Kevin Sinfield, adding the extras, and the Rhinos are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Well, full credit to the officials, because a little bit of an outbreak of throwing punches. Corey Hughes finally got penalised for it. And it's great, even at the start of the season, Eddie, to see how the referee and the touch judges are combining.
Sean Hampstead won't be in the Super League. He'll be plying his trade in the NRL, but we will see how things pan out during the Super League season between touch judges and referees. I'm sure that they're going to be on top of their game.
You know, this is an interesting feature. Last year, Leeds were the best side in this country, being able to advance the ball. But look here, gets maybe a slightly stronger defence, finding it that bit tougher to clear their own line.
Ryan Bailey played the ball, and here goes Danny Ward. Great defence, though, on show from Canterbury. A good scampering little run from Duneman. He finds Sinfield, who's immediately tackled by Anasta and Willie Tonga.
Oh, the knee went in there. That's a toss. He went right into him with the knees. This is getting a little bit tasty.
Oh, but the ball picked up by Hazem El Masri on the bounce. It looked for a moment as though Keith Senior was going to pick it up, but it was Hazem El Masri who reacted to the bounce better. But good defence from Leeds.
Not a bad kick either as well. A good option from the Rhinos.
Matua now for the Bulldogs. Wrestle to the ground. Bailey was there. So too Danny Ward, just over the halfway line. This is Corey Hughes.
Big advantage by the Australian side, of course. They'll want to get up and play the ball rather quickly.
Asatazi plays it. Here now is Anasta. He spreads it wide, a brilliant offload once again. What a talent Williams is. Luke Patton scampers in to dummy half. Anasta in field, Hughes, Grimaldi. Grimaldi has to take the tackle in front of the sticks. That's the last. Adam Perry was the dummy half. Spreads it wide. The ball goes behind the attacking players and Leeds pounce on the loose ball.
Good refereeing there by Hampstead. That rule whereby you commit yourself to the tackle, it looked as though it could have been classified as a knock-on, which it would have been a few years ago. You see there Senior, but was going into the tackle. Expect a big game from the centre, Keith Senior.
Ward again, up the middle.
Look a lot more lively to the Rhinos. They really are up for this. Good start, 6-0.
And a big kick downfield from Sinfield. It's looking for the 40-20. Oh, Calderwood gets away from the fullback and scores for the Rhinos. A hopeful kick, a speculative kick from Sinfield. Luke Patton couldn't deal with it. Calderwood's got speed to burn, and he just flicked the ball around the fullback, touches down behind the post. 10-0 to Leeds.
Well, he only played in half of the games for the Leeds Rhinos last season. If he plays in every game for them this season, I'm pretty certain he could be the top try scorer at the end of the year. His natural pace alone will help him, but the enthusiasm that he brings to a game of rugby league always gives him a chance, and his teammates. Look at that, the willingness to chase what many would think a lost cause. He's turned it to his advantage, and he's converted it into a try right under the post.
Well, you say it was a speculative kick, Eddie. It wasn't, as far as I'm concerned. It was a very good kick to turn around the full-back. Okay, he's come up with a bad error. And this man can poach them from all over the place. And the crowd here have gone absolutely bananas. The Rhinos are showing the form that picked up the championship last year.
Amazingly, Mark Calderwood began this match on the other side of the field. Marcus Bai and Calderwood have now switched wings. I wonder whether Tony Smith has picked something up very early in the piece. Sinfield adds the extras, and the Rhinos have a 12-0 lead.
Well, I must say, the winger Hazem Al-Masri is not the best defender in the world of rugby league.
Mark Calderwood, terrific pace. Figured in only 17 last year, but still managed 11 tries. Braith and Asta with the kick-off. Deep kick-off they are too, all the time. Here comes Jamie Jones-Buchanan again.
The point I'm making there, Eddie, is the fact that I think that Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, quite happy that Marcus Bai, probably the strongest and the toughest of the two wingers. Calderwood's got the speed, yes, but I think he wants Bai to really put Masri under a lot of pressure tonight.
Well, he will, because Marcus Bai won the World Club Championship with Melbourne in 2000. They beat St Helens by 44 points to 6. He'd be the first man to win it with an Australian and a British club. So he will be delighted if things stay like this. And the way that Leeds are playing, the Headingley supporters will be delighted with the early season form they're showing.
Rather surprising, the Bulldogs. They're very slow getting their line of defence. They're taking 2 or 3 steps forward. Here's another bomb!
And it's flicked back, but picked up by the second rower, Rennie Matua. Well, Brian Noble is watching with Ian Millwood in the studio. What a start for the Rhinos, Brian.
Brilliant start for the Rhinos, and I think somebody at Canterbury hasn't done the homework on Mark Calderwood. He was out of the traps faster than anybody else, and you just haven't got time with that kid. You've got to look first and then make your play second. As for the high bomb as well, there's never been a kick too high, has there? And Leeds are chasing everything with the enthusiasm you'd expect.
Here come the Bulldogs though, and this is Willie Tonga.
Did well in the centre there. Started with the Australians last year, of course, but knew that he was sliding towards a whitewash.
Here is Luke Patton, who will look now to try and redeem himself, and that's a good ball. And even better, wide it went from Matua. And this now is Grimaldi, and he flicks the ball away and back to Matua once again. Leeds scrambling to try and keep the Bulldogs out. And great scrambling defence too to bring Luke Patton down.
It had to be as well, but Marcus Bai came up with a very crucial tackle.
And here is Sonny Bill Williams, and he's short.
He's lost it. It'll be a knock-on. He'll play the scrum, will the official Hampstead.
just short of the line.
Took the odds against it, didn't he? Ellis went right into the mush. Didn't miss either. What a talent this kid is.
Well, we saw him in the Tri-Nations, didn't we? And we were purring about this man's abilities.
He's unbelievable. Look, we're only 12
and he's 19 years of age, by the way.
I know, 12 and a half minutes into the game, we have seen 4 absolutely superlative passes from this youngster.
So it's Leeds, leading by 12 points to 0. 13 minutes gone. Duneman. Infield it goes to the new boy Ellis. Dumps it back to Duneman again. Duneman trying to get away from Corey Hughes and Tony Grimaldi. Can't do. Mathers now, the full-back. Dummy half. McKenna will drive the ball forward. He lost the 1994 World Club Challenge with Brisbane against Wigan. There's another high kick. A high hanging kick, but it's gobbled up by Trent Cutler. Let's hear from Ian Millward in the studio.
Yeah, Eddie, it's very obvious the scrambling defence of Leeds, which won them the premiership last year, is here for everyone to see. What people got to realise back at home is that the noise here is deafening, and for a young team who experienced this for the first time, the Canterbury team from Australia, it is hard to cope with. Plus, this being their first game of the year and new faces together, you can see why a little bit earlier the emotions got to them.
Roy Asatazi takes that tackle midway inside the Leeds Rhinos half of the field. Little fumble there from Adam Perry, perhaps. No, here is Williams again, looking to offload all the time, and does brilliantly. And this is Perry once more, the hooker. Now then, Corey Hughes and Anasta with the kick out wide, looking to take on Marcus Bai in the air. And Marcus Bai does brilliantly well and turns defence into attack. Great ball inside, Mathers.
Superb play. Plucked it out of the air under a lot of pressure.
Azam El Masri was hunting the try then. Here is Senior to halfway for Leeds. Duneman. Ellis gets them over halfway, the Rhinos.
Leeds have to look for coming back on the different angle, because the defence from Canterbury, when it looks as though they're going to the open, the defensive side on the blind side is not moving up. Injury to one of the Canterbury players. He caught a good one.
Barry McDermott's on, you might have noticed him with that drive. Here now is Jamie Jones-Buchanan again. Duneman, quick play the ball by Leeds. It's with Maguire, looking to kick, and he does out wide. Looking for Walker. Oh, and the ball bounced kindly, and Willie Tonga picked it up for the Bulldogs.
I think you might get to see over the next 5-10 minutes maybe the difference between these two sides. If anything, I guess that maybe Tony Smith picked his most dangerous players on his bench before he actually picked his starting 13. And in Alalawa TT, Barry McDermott and Willie Poaching, they're dynamic guys. When they come onto the field, expect them to have a big impact.
And the big thing, Phil, also is the fact that the inexperience on Canterbury's bench as against those that you've just mentioned.
Yes, there's a 19-year-old, 2 21-year-olds and a 23-year-old on the bench for Canterbury. First grade debut for one of them, and only substitute appearances in the main for the rest, and a former Brisbane Bronco in the shape of Ben Shalowski. Kick downfield just trundled its way over the dead ball line. And Ian Millward was talking in the pre-match build-up to this about the temperature out there. This will shock the Australians as they've come from the heat of high summer.
Eddie,
and they're blowing for tugs.
If you run around at that pace for 16 minutes, you don't feel that cold.
No, but what he was saying was the cold air is a bit of a shock to their system.
I think the biggest shock is the fact that Leeds have scored 2 very, very good tries. OK, one was from a big mistake by the full-back Patton. But I can see already that they're throwing punches in the background. That gives me some indication already. 16 and a half minutes gone, and here we are. They're trying to slow the game down already.
That's a great ball from Duneman to keep Senior. And Senior escapes one. He can't get away from Patton. Patton all over him, trying to slow him down.
Slow to get back. Look at the Canterbury players. Kick to the corner. It's got to be on again.
And that was diffused in goal by the wingman Trent Cutler.
Gives
the ball in the field of play.
Always gives himself a chance though, Mark Calderwood. He'll chase whatever you kick.
Tony Smith, 12 months ago he was just starting out as Leeds coach. They won 24 of 28 weekly rounds, and he claimed their first league title for 32 years. He could have the freedom of this city if he wanted it.
Well, he's certainly eager to get the silverware. He's tried to play it down amongst the team as well. He's told the fans, of course, it would be absolutely wonderful if we could lift that trophy tonight, but he knows that a lot of teams are going to try to just bring them down a peg, and I think that the way they've started has been very, very good, solid, and I just can't get the feeling that the Bulldogs are going to get back into the game, but they could now.
They could here with Tonga. Great tackle from Mathers. He is developing into one of the best fullbacks in the competition here. This is Corey Hughes, turns it back to Sonny Bill Williams, stabs the ball forward. Was he taken out? Yes, he was. Mathers took him out. He stabbed the ball into the in-goal area and Mathers hit him late. Penalty to Canterbury.
What wonderful enthusiasm from this guy. He was the fella that just sent the centre right the way through. Beautiful pass yet again. Then he can do the individual work.
Not interested in the 2-0, but Grimaldi offloads the ball to Patton. It goes wide and further wide, and this is a chance here for the Bulldogs. They're in with Hazem El Masri. The referee hasn't given it yet. He's just going to check the grounding, I think, with the video referee. But Hazem El Masri has scored for my money.
Yeah, no problem with this at all. That's TRY time. And that was all brought about by a beautiful offload by the man himself, Sonny Bill Williams. He got the penalty, individual stuff. No doubt about it.
When he gets the ball, what's amazing though is the bit of quick footwork. I went to watch Canterbury train on Tuesday, and they spent half an hour doing the footwork drills early on. It's paid off for Hazem El Masri with the first try.
Yes, Hazem El Masri against the first Canterbury Bulldogs try. They're back in the match, courtesy of this wonderful winger. A try and 2 goals in the 16-13 grand final success against the Roosters. Hazem El Masri.
This was a pass that sent him right the way through. Willie Tonga did well, but look at the enthusiasm. The second rower, Bill Williams, he's got himself there. Knew there was a cul-de-sac, certainly got taken out by Richie Mathers. And from this quick tap, it was good play. On the hop, offloaded well, did Grimaldi. He took it well, this winger. The best attempt by Marcus Spy will not please his coach Tony Smith. But they're back. They're back with a vengeance.
They are, and Hazem El Masri was kicking goals all across the 20-metre line up the other end in their pre-match warm-up. This is one of the best goal kickers in the world, this fellow. And that is the reason why. Hazem El Masri, 6 points for Canterbury. Leeds still ahead though.
It's living proof, isn't it, that you don't need to be as big as Leslie Vinacolo to be a good winger these days. Maximises the attributes he has, and that is exceptional footwork. I mean, we've criticised Marcus Spy for missing this tackle on him, but just the quickest little dummy of his footwork and the shimmy back inside sits Marcus Spy down virtually, and look, there you go. Gets enough, gets the ball down.
Game on at Ellen Road then, midway through this first half. Leeds still ahead. Shilowski comes on, Armit goes off. Shilowski makes his official debut for the Bulldogs tonight, joining them from the Brisbane Broncos. 21 years of age, number 15 on his back. And here is that man, Sonny Bill Williams.
Got to keep a good eye on him, and obviously Kevin Sinfield is going to do that job. It's not going to be easy.
Willie Tonga, tackled by Sinfield and Walker. Corey Hughes, back to Anasta. There's the kick. It drifts over the top on the last. And Bailey and the prop forward Asatazi tangling in back play.
Oh, what a tackle. Oh, Steve Folks would have liked that.
Marcus Spy feeds the ball wide to Keith Senior.
So important that Canterbury did come up with the score. As we mentioned before, 4 or 5 players, when Leeds had the football, they were very, very slow to get back.
Well, considering this is the first match since the grand final on October the 3rd against the Sydney Roosters.
They were always going to be risky. We knew that.
Well, I was just about to say, it's not being played at a bad pace by the Bulldogs, this. Great offload by McDermott to Maguire, who makes the break up the middle. He's got Marcus Spy in support. He takes them on. Oh, magnificent!
He'll go to the screen. dummy back on the inside. I'm not so sure that was a perfect move to do.
I hope he goes to the screen 100 times, Steve-O. This is fantastic.
Has he got it down before he hits the post? That's tried out. Oh,
Look at the legs, look at the legs.
it's the tackler, it's not his. Danny Maguire is absolutely superb at that. He took the odds, took the gamble, threw the dummy. This is a try, little doubt in my mind.
And it's a try right out of the top draw.
For our viewers in Australia, this is one of the reasons why Leeds won the competition last year. They offloaded the ball more than any other side in the league, and it's the offload from McDermott to Maguire that creates this opportunity. He's turned it into a wonderful try.
And the Australian viewers who joined us for the Tri-Nation series last autumn see Danny Maguire at his imperious best in that one try that he scored here for the Rhinos.
Good work by the big front forward, McDermott, offloaded through, but look at the skills here. Now watch for the inside runner. Here he comes, Marcus Bai. But sheer speed and skill, he enjoyed that. Probably just as much as the try that he scored in the grand final. Look at the dummy, that's confidence. El Masri did not know where it was going, but I did and they did. TRY, what a sensational effort.
Fantastic. The pass inside to Marcus Bai might have produced an easier conversion attempt for Kevin Sinfield, but let us take nothing away from young Danny Maguire for that. Pass fit, a groin injury against London last week, and he's picked up in 2005 where he left off last year. Sinfield with this kick. Can he do a Hazim El Masri? No. Just shy of the post. 16-6 though is the lead.
Tremendous speed, hasn't he, Danny Maguire? Interesting to see how they're utilising the skipper as well, Kevin Sinfield. Normally he takes the first receiver, but he's been utilised. Another man out, just inside the two centres.
So Braithen Astor gets us underway again. Another big deep kick-off to the Leeds line. Barry McDermott. Oh, and Grimaldi is flattened by that. And wisely the referee just stops play.
He's done the right thing. Check him out first.
Wow, you need a medal for bravery to go into that, Steve-O.
Do you
Barry
ever?
back at full speed.
Oh. That was the Marrakesh Express. And everybody was riding other than this guy. Well, let's hope he's okay. It's certainly, I don't know whether the head sort of just whiplashed into the ground. That's an injury that you've got to be very, very careful of. But look at the power.
Well, it's no wonder, by the way, that Grimaldi is the first man into this tackle, because last year he made 829 tackles in the NRL. He was Canterbury's top tackler.
He's a workhorse, we know that. We saw him when he was over here in England. He really does work hard, but full credit to him is the fact that Grimaldi got the tackle right. He made sure that his head was on the side of the body. If it had been right into the chest of the big fella, boy, anything could have happened.
Rob Burrow comes on for one of the big men, Ryan Bailey, and there he is, first touch from dummy half, little Rob Burrow.
And that's a great move yet again. We saw all last season, didn't we? Tony Smith brings on beep, so close to the ground. A few of these Canterbury players, they're going pretty high, and he's got the speed to scoot underneath.
Sinfield drifts the kick over the top. Cutler is after it. Calderwood and Walker are hunting as well, but the ball beats them all.
Not a bad effort either. You could see that there was an automatic backspin on that football.
One of the things we can say about Canterbury, you know, they are the 6th different club to win the Premiership in Australia in the past 6 years. That is an indication, really, of the strength and depth of the Australian competition.
Well, they certainly have. They've got plenty out there, plenty of quality. You know, a lot of people sort of saying, well, there's about half a dozen unknowns that came with the Bulldogs on this particular trip. But they're full quality. And if you've got this guy on your side, Sonny Bill Williams.
Just been picked there for a forward pass.
Not happy. Folks.
It was a marginal decision, this.
Well, that looked all right for me.
Looked all right for Steve Folkes as well.
Look at that.
Just keep yourself straight, Leeds.
Okay.
Remember the pass that was it Keith Senior in an international year before last? Got one away off the deck like that to produce a try for somebody. Ian Proctor will tell us in a moment.
Put your head down and go down. Put your arm over and go down.
It was a very similar pass right on the Australian try line, if I remember, in the Ashes series. Everyone's shaking their heads. Don't tell me I've foxed somebody. Probably foxed myself. Oh, the ball round the corner from Ellis. Straight into the arms of Hazem El Masri.
Just tried to do a little bit too much there, did Ellis. He's finding it difficult to get back into the pattern because it's not easy when you come from another club. Trying to fit into the Leeds style.
Here is Lolesi.
I think if Tony Smith will be unhappy about one aspect of his team's play, it'll be the where on the field they've given the ball to the Bulldogs. Too often maybe they've been turning over on the half well, but they've come up with a good tackle there by Poaching.
That was a terrific tackle by Willie Poaching.
Not only that, look how quick Kevin Sinfield sees the loose ball. And he's another one. We've mentioned, Phil, earlier in the fact that, you know, Leeds with that 4 quality players on the bench, it's just going to wear them down. We've already seen it from McDermott, now we're seeing it from Willie Poaching.
Tony Smith was confident in the pre-match build-up to this. If his men could win the collision, that they would triumph in this World Club Challenge. So far, they are winning the collision. So far. Maguire drifts the kick behind the defence, looking for Calderwood. It was a nasty bounce, but Patton read it well.
Again, great tactics by Leeds. They shift the ball over to one side, then they utilise it, make sure it's kicked right into the corner. Obviously feel that Trent Cutler has a bit of a problem in that department.
Still good meters that both of those players have made there in Williams and Masri. Both occasions, all the players there are making good 10 metres, and maybe if Leeds were to tighten another area, that would be the speed of the go forward to prevent Canterbury clearing the line just so quickly.
Right, and Astor with the big kick downfield, and Calderwood is just trotting after this. He'll pick it up near his own try line. Tries to go outside, Cutler couldn't do. Plays the ball to Burrow. Here's Walker.
Good work by the centre as well. Realise that the forwards a little bit slow to just get back and sort themselves out. It was nice to see the three quarters do that. Oh, that's an awful pass, but they've got away with it. Interfering and trying to play the ball.
Nate Miles on his first grade debut. Penalty to Leeds. Sinfield dumps the ball into touch. 5 pre-season matches behind them, plus a much publicised training session with the England Rugby Union squad. They are taking this seriously, the Rhinos. That was high on Poaching from an Astor.
Certainly was, went to it, that's come loose.
Went backward, says the referee.
Nice step from forward, Danny Ward.
And Burrow scampers away again.
Oh, there's got to be a penalty. It's all over the little halfback.
Sinfield and wide to Maguire. No way through this time.
And Steve Folkes, the Canterbury coach, obviously got the message out. Look, when Maguire has got the football, don't commit yourself because he's got the speed. Just hang back and let's just see what he's about to do.
That was Lauatiti who played the ball. This is Gareth Ellis. And he offloads brilliantly, but the ball runs loose. Doonerman picks up the pieces, and Leeds will come again. That's the last tackle, though. And here is Sinfield. Floats it wide to Mathers. Calderwood wanted it. Well, was Mathers being held off that ball? No, he wasn't. And Willie Tonga has it back for the Bulldogs. Here is Cutler. A couple of interested spectators there. It's Paul Sculthorpe.
Pretty solid defence though by the Rhinos at the moment. They're going up as one unit, as you can see there. They're forcing the Bulldogs into virtually one-out football.
Adam Perry with the ball for the Bulldogs on the halfway line. And here is Anasta. And Patton, dummy half. Gets the ball in field, another offload, but a good hit by Lauatiti. They've gone backwards. Corey Hughes, though, finds Masri. And Masri dabs the ball up field, but straight into the arms of Richie Mathers.
That was a poor kick. It was rushed. Real thought behind it.
I think what you saw though was the fact that Canterbury do have some patience there. They're not looking to score every time they're in possession, trying to get the work the way upfield, and maybe with a bit of field position, and then with the ball in the hands like Sonny Bill Williams, they know they're going to have the players who can create the tries. Just need that patience to get back in the game.
And of course Canterbury, well known in the grand final, they were down by a similar score, came back and they won it.
It's Burrow. He finds Walker, looking for quick hands. Eventually got it away to Calderwood, and Calderwood with a kick over the top, looking for poaching. It bounces kindly. Poaching touches down. Is he onside? Is he offside? No need to revert to the video referee. The try is given. Willie Poaching, and the try created by a beautiful offload and a lovely little chip over the top from Mark Calderwood.
Well, you summarised it, didn't you, there, Eddie? Created by skill. The handling skill first, and then the great little kicking skill that Mark Calderwood showed.
Sheer quality. We mentioned the fact that Leeds got that strength on the bench, and great work by the centre Walker here. But none more so than this. Look who's trailing through. That is a great effort. He's turned the game around so many times for Leeds last year as Willie Poaching. And Calderwood is making a real name for himself. No one at home, cover defence. Poaching said, I'll take it. They're running riot. He's happy.
Willie Poaching, the Western Samoan, 12 tries last year, and 23 of his 29 appearances came off the bench. Now then, this is Kevin Sinfield with the opportunity to notch his third conversion of the night. He's just pulled it in front of the posts. 20 points to 6. Leeds Rhinos ahead. Let's go down to Brian Noble, Bradford Bulls coach, of course, Great Britain coach. It's going according to plan, Brian.
Oh, they'll be loving it in Leeds. A full house, a full stadium, and they're on the way to being the world champions. Canterbury are looking a little bit tired, Eddie, I think, and it's been to take its toll. The kicking game's been smart from Leeds. Their chase has been awesome, that's brought them the points. And I suppose the question, if this keeps going the way it's going, is who's going to beat Leeds?
Well, that's what they said about Bradford Bulls last year. And who is going to beat Leeds? Well, Ian Millward, what about the Saints?
I think there's about 200 and something players. I was going to say 20. I hope there's more than 20 players in Super League. I think they can beat them. But, it's interesting. Offloads in the game and breaks have probably been about equal, but their conversion rate to success has been much greater. Brian hit it on the head. Their kicking game's been much more outstanding, and they look good, and can only get better for them, because this is Canterbury's first run. I think they're going to get tired, but I can hear that Rhino. Bring on the Rhinos. I can hear it coming, Brian. Bring on the Rhinos.
Well, we're just looking at the record books up here, and we think that every time Bradford Bulls won the World Club Championship, they were beaten the week after. Ooh. Brian Noble will probably bristle about that and will put us right at half-time. It's the Bulldogs now who are attacking that Leeds line. Now, Leeds will want to hold out with this 14-point advantage up to the break. This is Corey Hughes. Oh, Willie Poaching missed him. Gets the ball away. It's Willie Tonga. And Leeds mustering up in defence to bring him back.
Well, Poaching should have been
it's a penalty. He's penalised here.
He's already called hell. Maguire continued on with it.
Another set of 6 then. Corey Hughes.
Well, you can see Hughes straightening up, stepping back on the inside, but there's no support play.
Here is Sonny Bill.
Don't turn that him up now, don't work him.
Waiting at dummy half is a substitute, Brett Oliver. He gets it away to Grimaldi, fully recovered from that big hit. That's the full-back, and he gets it in field, and Grimaldi once again. Brilliant hands then from Alessi, but great defence from Leeds. They are up for this. Here comes another of the substitutes, Bryson. Leeds doing really well though. Corey Hughes, a drive in from Shilovsky. Stands and gets the ball away, bounces off the feet, goes backwards. Calderwood is hunting Sonny Bill Williams. First mistake from the young man. It's on the last, they've lost the momentum. And it's with Patton, who drifts the kick over the top. Marcus Pye will claim that. And Marcus Pye will launch the next Leeds attack. That is until Matua gets to him.
Well, he's got to be penalised, surely, but Hampstead said, oh, it was only a knock, get on with it.
The balls come free, play on, Sinfield has it. And Sinfield offloads. Mathers.
Could play the ball, that's what's needed. But they're holding them down, getting away with it as well are the Bulldogs.
Here's Lauatiti. We talk about the offloading skills of Sonny Bill Williams. Tony Smith knows, and we all know in Super League, the handling skills of Lauatiti after last year. Sinfield, oh, that ball knocked backwards. Sonny Bill Williams, the man first to react.
Take the first knock on.
It went backwards from Leeds, we're a knock on against the Dogs.
Knock on against Canterbury, says Sean Hampstead.
Is he deliberately going for the football, and that very difficult for an official to decide with that new rule in regards to has he committed himself into the tackle or has he deliberately gone for the football. On occasion in the middle with the whistle said that it was Canterbury that infringed. It really is desperation now. The Bulldogs cannot afford to concede a try just before half time.
3 minutes to go. Leeds ahead by 20 points to 6. In charge of the match, in charge of the ball here with Walker. Calderwood, infield to Maguire, poaching. Over the halfway line. Strong defence from the Bulldogs. Duneman. Ward. Duneman again. Misses out Burrow, finds Sinfield, he finds Lauatiti, great hands, and again Maguire, and again Mathers. Wide it goes to Ellis, here is Senior, now Marcus Pye! Dumps it down to Burrow! Leeds score, right on the stroke of half-time. Brilliant try, brilliant Leeds Rhinos try. Mesmeric handling skills. And Burrow, right behind the sticks.
Fantastic teamwork, working hard off the football. That is a key to success. See how they missed the first man out, Sinfield, and the wonderful offload there, Lauatiti. But look at the guys, they're searching for it. Come back on the inside, what an offload. They're queuing up, and beep beep. Goes in, Mr. Burrow is enjoying it. Look at that offload there.
It's very hard to defend against because once the first offload goes in, you're chasing your tail basically along the time, and although Canterbury work hard, they're never going to stop that try. Leeds could have turned around, gone the other way of the field and still kept offloading and scored.
Rob Burrow with the try. Former young
Research UK. We see the old ways and the new ways in balance, expanding, flourishing, going global. We see a business full of potential. We're inspired to create software that helps them reach it.
Ready for the test? You may begin. Was it exactly the same call? Did you hear a difference? And now, do you see a difference? The only difference is the price. BT 5.5p for a call of up to an hour during evenings and weekends. Tele2 only 4p. Call 0800 027 8080. Tele2, why pay more?
You've got to give Leeds the credit is that they ignored the rough stuff. They just concentrated on what we saw last year. Wonderful brand of rugby league football.
Kevin Sinfield gets us underway at the start of this second half. A high hanging kickoff. Leeds 40 minutes away from world glory. Not been in this position before. All right, they took part in the 1997 World Club Championship. In fact, the Bulldogs did the same. They lost home and away matches to Wigan in that competition. And here they are tonight with 7 members of their grand final lineup missing, but still boasting some talent, and Leeds will not take anything for granted.
I think Tony Smith will have emphasised to the Leeds Rhinos not to underestimate this Canterbury side. I know there were indications maybe that some people said they were tiring in the first half, but you can just tell how much team and how much energy a team have by how they chase the kicks, and the one that finished in the first half and the way they've started this second half shows that they've still got plenty of energy left for this game, and I think they'll still fancy the chances if they can get an early or the first score.
20 points, that should be a winning lead. Should be.
As we mentioned in that first half, you know, it looked as though that the Roosters had a commanding lead against the Bulldogs. They came back in their grand final, so it shows that they will not throw the towel in. They have the ability, but again, messing around, flopping, trying to hold a man down. And that's a sheer sign, especially early in the second half, that they know that they're being caught, especially out wide. Good solid work from the Leeds forwards, drag them into the centre, and they have the ability to use the runners out wide and then throw the ball with a long pass that cuts out players.
It's Duneman at dummy half, and he finds little Rob Burrow, who gets it away to Willie Poaching, who's made quite an impact. In fact, all the Leeds subs have made an impact since they came onto the field. This now is Danny Ward.
You can see there with the run from Ward how easy it is for Leeds getting over the advantage line.
Maguire, and he finds Ellis, who finds Senior. Good defence from Canterbury to keep him out. Hazem El Masri was there. Mathers, Marcus Bai went without it, and Canterbury will build from deep now.
It was a
Ellis
great
and Maguire
decision
with the tackle on Brighton.
It's been a great decision by El Masri to come in on Keith Senior. It's very difficult defending on the wing in rugby league. There's times you come in and get criticised for it, but every now and again you have to come in and stop the man and the ball. He did that and saved a try.
And that was Corey Hughes, and that's Sonny Bill Williams. What a pass! And the ball out wide went from Matua, and Leeds scrambled back in defence, but Sonny Bill
sheer
Williams,
quality, unbelievable.
It has just been pointed out to me that he is due off contract shortly. He's only 19. What a talent. How would he set the game alive in this country?
Well, would he ever? But is there any club in this country that could afford it? He's outstanding. And the most amazing thing about it, you know, is that he had the operation on the shoulder. He looked as though he was going to miss the first part of the NRL. And here he is playing tonight and playing outstanding.
Watch out for Sonny Bill Williams in our NRL coverage. It gets underway early next month. They begin in March. The race for the grand final down under begins on the 12th of March. We begin, of course, on the 11th of February. It's been snapped up here by Calderwood. Couldn't get away, though, on that far side.
Good job that Cutler got to him as well. Going to force it, a little bit more adventure coming from the Bulldogs.
Sonny Bill Williams claiming he pinched the ball off Rob Burrow then. Sean Hampstead said it's Leeds in possession.
Much better defence by the Bulldogs there.
It's a roughhouse tackle.
But they came as a unit.
Here is Sinfield. No way forward.
Go forward, over the tackle! Well done.
Duneman. Not over the halfway line yet. That's the last tackle. Sinfield punts the ball downfield, turning round Patton, and that will skip away and skip dead.
He'll be happy with that as well. The situation, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's gone too long, it's gone too deep. But you can see that the Leeds defence will be able to line up. Look at that. They'll go as a unit and try to just force the error. And they've come up with a few of the Canterbury side.
Let's go down to the sideline. Bill Arthur.
Thanks, Eddie. Standing alongside Brian McDermott and Stuart Wilkinson, the Leeds assistant coaches. Stuart, that must be a pretty happy dressing room at half-time.
Yeah, it was confident. I mean, it wasn't that they'd not played badly. We'd done exceptionally well against, you know, a really good team. But we know what they're capable of doing. So we've just gone out and said to ourselves, it's 0-0 again. Let's chisel it out again and do what we've been doing. There's things that we can do better. But yeah, it's bouncing with confidence at the moment.
They still pose a threat, though, don't they?
Absolutely. Have you seen here now? You know, they've come out this half.
Brilliant handling skills, and Luke Patton with the try under the sticks. Fantastic attacking skill on show there from the Bulldogs. They will fancy their chances now because they have scored first in this second half. We were full of praise for Leeds' offloading skills towards the end of that second half, but just take a look at this at the start of the second.
Fully deserved as well, and they paid the price. They allowed Grimaldi to run right across the base of the defensive line. What an offload by Corey Hughes. There's Grimaldi, and they just hang back. When he comes back on the inside, what a beautiful pass. Good stuff from the fullback. Okay, came up with a major error in the first half, but he's made up for it. There's the other two.
Yes, Hazem El Masri doesn't miss those. It's 26-12 now. And Luke Patton, the try scorer, made all 28 games last year, 12 tries, and this one of the best.
Well, they are renowned for winning games that they have absolutely no right to win, and that goes back probably 20 years with this club. Whatever adversity they've been under, whenever they've been missing star players, they just seem to breed a mental toughness that has time and time again helped them to win games that nobody really would give them a chance. And maybe that try has just done it again.
Well, that will lift them, there's no doubt about that.
Well, they've changed their tactics as well. I mentioned in that first half that Canterbury really wanted to just mix it, show how tough they were. But now they've come out in this second stanza and they want to show that they can play quality rugby league football. They certainly showed it there. That was out of the top draw.
It was a great try. Well, they are arguably one of the major forces of the Australian game over the past 25 years. 5 of their 8 titles have come since 1980, and they contested another 3 grand finals in that period as well. And Bradley Clyde is well known to Leeds supporters and Super League viewers in this country after his spell with the Rhinos. He's now on the sideline talking with Chris.
Well, Brad, some good signs, certainly back into it. At half-time I spoke with your coach Steve Folkes. He was certainly happy with the effort. You can still win this.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's no excuses for what we went through in the first half, but you know, we started well in the second, and we just can't make any errors. That's basically it. The bounce of the ball has got to favour us as well to come back from such a margin.
Brad, of course, you spent some time with Leeds Rhinos in 2001. You know all about these conditions. Very slippery out there. A few of your lads have lost their footing, particularly their first game of the new campaign. I guess they'd be pretty leg weary as well.
Yeah, that's right. Especially late in that first half, some of our guys were getting tired, and that's just a match fitness thing. You know, they've underdone in that regard, but you know, we get out there and play some footy, especially early, and our confidence will grow, and anything can happen.
Thanks, Brad.
Anything can happen, and there's another high kick that Patton cannot deal with. The ball is flicked back, it's on the last. Leeds running it with Maguire. He flicks the ball away, he gets it somehow away, as does Sinfield under pressure. Oh, and Marcus Bai was in mid-air then, and Lolesi got to him, but there was pandemonium then in the Canterbury defence. Leeds just couldn't capitalise.
Well, Tony Smith, the coach, won't be happy with this. It was a good kick and chase. That was superb, but when they had the opportunity, they should have really put something on positive. They failed to do that. And Marcus Bai, well, one of wingers left in such a hopeless position.
There's almost a hot spot here now in defence for Leeds, and it's out towards the right centre, although Patton goes down the middle.
Great run from Patton. Oh, and he's taken on Mathers for speed. Good job that Sinfield was back and covering. And it's a quick play of the ball, and here they come. Big hit. That's a terrific tackle by Poaching.
And that's where Leeds need to be strong, because Sonny Bill Williams and the whole Canterbury side know that that's the big strike point.
Oh, they've missed a tackle, and they're very lucky to get away with that, Leeds. Mathers tidies up the danger.
They certainly are. They just held off. Luke Patton got himself into this position. There's a mistake. Good job that Mathers was hanging around. Little doubt, Eddie, this Bulldog side, they've just got a little bit of a wind, thinking that they can sneak back into this game. Quick try.
Referee's blown the whistle. Think he saw a high challenge there on Ryan Bailey.
Quite a few of those. I must say, that wasn't it great to see a referee? Hampstead was so quick. Patton made the break, and he was stood at the side and saying, let him play the ball. He's impressed me, this guy.
Well, the one thing Ryan Bailey does for his teammates, he did it for Great Britain when he played in the Tri-Nations, he wins them penalties, and in that area of the field it's a great skill to have. I mean, he's just so difficult to tackle. He attracts fouls. It's just taking all the pressure now off the Rhinos.
He's
so
attracted one there, there's no doubt.
Well, when you play in the prop position there, Phil, there's no doubt you lose your looks pretty early in your career.
Senior couldn't get through Hazem El Masri or Corey Hughes. Maguire and Ward. Grimaldi in there quickly.
Good tactics by Leeds, just calm it down. They conceded a few clean breaks against them. They just want to work themselves back into a position. They know they've got a good kicking game. It was shown in the first 40.
Gareth Ellis is in at dummy half for Leeds. 10 metres from the Bulldogs line. Sinfield, the skipper, will straighten it up. Oof. Big hit by Adam Bridson. Here is Ellis again. What would he give for a try on this night? Last tackle for Leeds. It's with Maguire, who dabs the ball towards the post. It comes free. It's a try for Richie Mathers. The ball bounced in between the posts. It was a beautiful kick. And Richie Mathers, 2 days after the grand final, he was in for surgery on an injured wrist. He's back with a vengeance tonight. That's a great try. And this young man is developing into one of the best fullbacks in Super League.
We spoke about the quality of the kicking game, and it was there for all to see. If you see the quality of Danny Maguire with the ball in hand, he's also on the same level when it comes to the short kicking game. No doubt about it.
Give themselves a great chance. It's 3-1 that Patton's outnumbered. Surely one of the Rhinos is going to get there, and it was Mathers.
Got a bang on the nose as well, Richie Mathers. Former Great Britain Academy international. He beat the Aussie schoolboys in 2002 in that squad. And that's just the fillip that the Rhinos needed after conceding that early try. And he'll try and stem the flow of blood from the nose as Sinfield lines up his sixth kick of the night. Bang in front. The 20-point advantage should be restored. And it is. 32 points to 12.
Sheer composure. The way that Leeds, they just got rattled. The break from Patton. The try from Patton. Making them a little bit nervous, but the forwards did their hard work. They slowed it down, got themselves into a good position. And Mathers, there he is. Look at the claret dropping out of his nose. And if the referee sees that, we'll have to get him off on the blood bin.
And here come the Rhinos again in the shape of Ellis. They won't turn it in though, Canterbury. No doubt about that. Poaching. Punishing run up the middle, attracts 4 would-be tacklers to him. 2 of them get him. Burrow. Wall.
Again, we see the tight play. We see the little bit of a shove, which brought about the claret to be running from his nose. Wasn't too impressed either, Richard Mathers. But the way that this Leeds pack has played tonight has been quite superb. They've been eager, willing to try to get through and ensure that they apply the pressure, and what a kick that is.
Great kick. Oh, Marcus Bye just brushed aside. Oh, he's tossed it inside, and it is Jamie Jones Buchanan. What on earth was going through the mind of Hazem El Masri? Steve Folkes cannot believe it, and I don't think half of Australia can either. And Jamie Jones Buchanan comes up with the try after an absolute howler from Hazem El Masri.
Well, it was a howler. There's 2 things that happen with pressure. You can either feel it or you can apply it. And here, Azim El Masri is put under intense pressure in the corner. Chased down, he knows he's going to do something special to get out, back into the field of play. Tries to offload to Patton, presents the try to Leeds, and that's a perfect back-to-back try. They kicked early on the fourth tackle, they forced Canterbury into mistake, and they had the hunger and desire to come up with a try.
Well, I think it's all over now. That mistake, a few of the heads went down on the Canterbury side. Not for this fella though, Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Slowly but surely last season he improved, and he'll enjoy that. Listen to this crowd. They're pretty sure that silverware's going back to Headingley.
The 7th Leeds try, converted by Kevin Sinfield, and what will really make them happy in Leeds is that 6 of those 7 tries have been scored by players produced in the Headingley Academy. The only odd man out, Willie poaching, but Jamie Jones-Buchanan, like Mathers, like Burrow, like Maguire, like Calderwood and Walker, have all come through the Headingley system. 38-12, Brian Noble in the studio. Polish that cup, Brian, it's on its way to Headingley.
It certainly is, and Canterbury, for all their dogged spirit and all their bulldog attitude, they're not going to win this one. It's all for the Rhinos. They're going to put some pride back in the jumper for sure though, Canterbury, because they've shown signs of punishing Leeds a little bit around the ruck recently on certain plays. They've just got to keep hold of the ball, cause some pressure, they'll score points, but that trophy is certainly going back to Headingley.
Well, that penalty could have gone either way, but Barry McDermott's got to get to his feet and play the ball properly. Here is a chance for Canterbury here with Lawlessy, and it's a time here for Leeds now to muscle up in defence and show what they can do. They come down the short side, it's El Masri, and he gets over for the try immediately. Hazem El Masri, his 2nd try of the night for the Bulldogs. Controversial maybe, the penalty could have gone either way, as McDermott was penalised for not playing the ball properly. But Hazem El Masri, show him the line, and he scores the try.
Great work here, Brett Oliver on this short blind side. This is the penalty, as you said, it could have gone either way. Looked to me as though Asatosi was all over the big fella, Barry McDermott, but take nothing away from El Masri. It needed to be scored. You can see there that Marcus Bayer just drifted in slightly, left the door open, picked up the try, and fully deserved.
Well, Hazem El Masri has scored 2 tries, and he has kicked 2 goals. And this is by far his most difficult, but I tell you something, Hazem El Masri is a goal kicker of splendid quality. He's been practicing from this end all the way through the pre-match build-up. He's picked up the line, he thinks he knows the way to go, but he has just pushed it the wrong side of the post this time. Rather like Tiger Woods then on the 18th, he picked the line, didn't he, all the way to the hole, but just didn't quite get there.
Just shows you the determination on his face. I mean, this guy is somewhere in around about 96% success rate, and every time he misses, it looks as though the entire world has come crumbling down upon him.
35 successful kicks in a row he managed. Once upon a time, it was a world record. And I think Barry Eaton from the Batley Bulldogs these days also claims that world record. And the two met, I understand, earlier this week. Exchanged a word or two after a training session. Well, here come the Bulldogs again. Sonny Bill Williams with another breathtaking offload. He found Matua, who was injured in the tackle. And here's Grimaldi, and there's, well, it was a short ball. Well, the referee says play on. And the prop forward Asatazi took a couple of Leeds Rhinos out then, and Grimaldi held on to the ball. Now we will play it. That was Corey Hughes. And this now is Willie Tonga.
They've got nothing to lose now, Canterbury. You've got to keep this ball alive. We've shown the quality and the skill.
Last one here. And Oliver dabs the kick in. Marcus Bai picks up on his own line. Tries to step his way out of the tackle. That could have been a penalty by Nate Miles. Here's McDermott. Now he'll get up and play the ball properly this time.
Only just. They were all over him. Oh, what a hit.
Williams on Bailey.
Bailey had a little look and said, where did you come from?
Well, we talk about his offload skills, Sonny Bill Williams.
He's got it all in.
How about that for a tackle? Now then, here is Maguire. Here is Senior. Marcus Byle. Oh, another one! Another one from Sonny Bill Williams, and Marcus Byle's legs are like jelly.
Steve, glad you're up here.
What a hit. I mean, this guy, he doesn't just rest on his laurels and say, you know, I put it there. Barry went pretty high then. Watch this. Now remember, he's come up with one just a couple of seconds ago.
And he had shoulder surgery, didn't he?
Yeah, and he gets back into the line. Oh.
Well, he's 19 years of age. He'll be around for a long, long time. Sonny Bill Williams. Mind you, hits like that, he might not be.
Like that,
wow. Here's Grimaldi. Oh, the kick's not the best, but it might come up for them. It has. El Masri flicks the ball inside. And Maguire has missed the tackle on Lolesi. And Lolesi will score for the Bulldogs. Well, that was absolutely comedy capers. The kick was ridiculous.
What about the skill from El Masri? It was almost like a soft hand volleyball back inside to Lolesi.
You've got to clean the trouble on this, though. You know, they applied the pressure to Grimaldi. Okay, neat work there by the winger Masri, but he should have gone for the legs. Maguire tried to go for the shirt.
Well, Marcus Bye should have gone for the ball, shouldn't he?
Pretty hard. It bobbled all over the place. Good work by the winger, but Maguire, you can't grab in this game, son. You've got to make sure you get the legs, and he would have stopped him. Wry smile from Steve Folkes. Maybe consolation. He knows that perhaps time is running out, but they will not lie down. I think that Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, may just have the odd word to Danny Maguire.
Well, Hazem El Masri, he had a kick from here just in front of the posts only minutes ago. And he's tried to drift this one in, and he's gone too far the other way. 38 points to 20. Well, the Bulldogs will not lie down.
You're right there, but it's amazing, isn't it? You know, they did everything right, did the Leeds defence. They applied the pressure onto the kicker, Tony Grimaldi. And it was comedy capers, but you forced the issue, and they came up trumps.
Let's go down to the studio. Brian Noble watching, and also Ian Millwood. Ian, Canterbury showing what they are capable of all the way through this match.
Well, you've got to give it to Sonny Bill. There's a few little matchups from the Tri-Series too, with Asatasi from New Zealand against Bailey. But that tackle he made actually made a bit Marcus Byer. They're a bit shaky on that kick then. If you look at the kicking game at the moment, Eddie, they've scored 4 tries, Leeds, from kicks. And they've come through desire to chase the ball. Outstanding chasers. And now we've got 1 try now from a kick from Canterbury. I'll tell you what, take your hat off to Sonny Bill. You can be a flair person in attack. Gee, you'll tough it out in defence too.
Leeds have got to tough it out in defence here now, because the Bulldogs coming forward again. That is Asatasi, and they keep this ball alive brilliantly. And again, this is Corey Hughes, and he finds the try scorer Lolesi. And Richard Mathers is the man who pulls him down. Quick play the ball though, El Masri, and he finds the substitute Oliver. It's a high hanging kick. They're all after this. It's brilliantly claimed by Chev Walker.
And is this Calderwood special, or is told it to hang on?
Well, it could go now. Leeds are all onside.
Well, it's his speciality, isn't it?
It is, and Leeds were all back behind the 20-metre line.
Should have allowed it.
He could have blown the whistle. Probably would have done if it had been Super League.
Good test here for Leeds now. They've been under pressure. Canterbury side coming back. Who's going to roll the sleeves up? So they'll take the ball forward. It's gone on to Mathers. Finding it tough to make the yards. Just lost the shape and lost the pattern, I think. Somebody's got to take it forward.
Chris McKenna steps out of one challenge. This is Rob Burrow. Maguire. Oh, and the pass was a little bit over elaborate. Bryary McDermott just fumbled it.
They should have taken that, Eddie. Neat little inside pass, but as we saw from the try where Jamie Jones-Buchanan made full use of the mistake from El Masri, it's the ability at times for Leeds just to slow it down, work their way back into it that Phil Clark was talking about. They're just panicking a little bit.
The Bulldogs will keep on coming. Now then, inside Ellen Road tonight, 37,000, and that's the best attendance for a World Club Challenge in this part of the world. There were 54,000 in Brisbane the night that Phil Clark's Wigan won it, way back in 1994. But there is 37,000 in here tonight, just shading the 37,000 that was inside Central Park when Manly took on Wigan in the first one of these in 1987.
Well, they're chancing their arm at the Bulldogs, and full credit to them.
And here they come again with Oliver, who feeds it wide. Oh, great stepping here from Cutler and Leeds. They have it all to do here to keep them out. Another try, and Canterbury really will fancy their chances. Good hands again, they're in! They are in, are they? No, that's great defence. Wonderful defence from Richie Mathers. He got underneath Asatazi, but he's got Leeds for offside.
Played the advantage.
Well, that's cruel.
Good referee, and he knew that they'd come off the line too quick, Eddie.
Let him go now, let him go.
Wonderful effort from Mathers for all of that. And here is Corey Hughes. He gets it out to the left. He's got a score. McKenna thinks otherwise. Great defence from Chris McKenna. Hazem El Masri. Oliver, short ball. This is Miles. Great defence from Leeds. Can they hang out for another three? El Masri again. It's with Oliver once more. He flicks the ball back. Another big collision. The ball comes out though, and Grimaldi scores for the Bulldogs. They are not done yet, the Canterbury Bulldogs. The captain comes up with the latest try.
I've been impressed with this Brett Oliver since he came off the bench. Certainly started to spread the ball around with a lot more venom. And he has been rewarded with sheer effort.
Well, he deserves a reward for coming back on the field after what the collision he was involved with Barry McDermott. That is tough. You talk about toughness in life. It's been tough to come back on there. He's got stuck in the action, supported the play. He knows that his players are going to get their hands free. Puts himself in the right position. Just got to dive over the line.
Yeah, it was a good try, well finished, but well made by the substitute Brett Oliver. Maybe not getting too jittery at the moment, Tony Smith, but the way that Leeds have stopped defending is quite remarkable at it.
3 quick tries, and that converted that one. 38 points to 26. It's only a 12-point ball game now.
Well, remember, Ian Millwood, our special guest tonight, St Helens, they looked completely out of it. They came back, absolutely tremendous effort. Are we going to have a repeat?
Well, 2 converted tries, another converted try by Canterbury, and the jitters will start for the Rhinos. That's a good chase. And the ball has come free. Oh, it's a steal. The referee penalises Leeds for a steal in the tackle.
I think you got the message from the touch judge. And again, that's a good shout. It was more than one man in attendance. You could see the arm just flick the ball away.
Well, suddenly Canterbury have grown in confidence, they've grown in stature. Those 3 quick tries really have put the cat amongst the pigeons here. This is the prop forward, Asatazi.
I think the Leeds, perhaps, they just thought they were home and hose. All I've got to do is just keep continuing on, but they just put the cue on the rack, and as far as I'm concerned, their defence, their one line of defence has all gone astray.
It looks as though Leeds are in reverse at the moment. It's so easy for Canterbury to work their way downfield and get into an attacking position.
Here is Oliver, now it's with Grimaldi, the skipper.
Well, the amazing thing about this game is that how it's progressing is that we all thought, everybody in this country, that Canterbury would tire late in the game. But it's the other way around at the moment.
Great crossfield kick from Corey Hughes, but straight down the throat of Mark Calderwood. Oh, one-on-one, a steal by Grimaldi. And there's going to be a try here, is there?
That's going to be a penalty, 2-on-1. And he's given it as Hampstead. He's got it spot on as the referee. First it was a steal from Grimaldi, and then there was 2-on-1. Went reverse, he'll take the tap. Boy, nerves starting to jingle here.
And they take the quick tap, and here is Corey Hughes. It comes wide to Asatazi, and they have two men on the overlap. Asatazi wants to get up and play the ball quickly. Hazem El Masri waits, he will go on his own. Hazem El Masri, Leeds will force him back. Inside the last 10 minutes, 12 points the difference. Asatazi dummy half, back it comes to Corey Hughes, slips, just loses momentum. Here's the hooker, Perry. 3 tackles gone. Canterbury finishing the stronger. Great defence.
Canterbury as well looked after there by Kevin Sinfield, made sure that Sonny Bill couldn't offload.
This is Oliver, he spins the ball wide, it's Willie Tonga. Willie Tonga out again to Lulesi, who goes in for the try. It's his second. 4 tries without response from the Canterbury Bulldogs. And suddenly Leeds are rocking. They had the game won in an hour.
And fair play to Canterbury. We knew they wouldn't just throw in the towel, we knew they'd keep going. But it's surprising everybody, it's surprising Leeds. They were basking in the glory. They'd sent the message out to Headingley, get the silver polish out. Well, the guys put it back in the cupboard, boys. There's still time for them to come back. And they are stunned. This huge crowd here thought they were just going to have the biggest celebration in the history of the Leeds club. And now the brain box has started to quiver.
Well, we've said that Canterbury thrive on being the underdogs. I mean, probably written off by everybody in the stadium, apart from the coach and themselves at half-time, was the motivation they needed. He needs little motivation to try and convert this one, because it would be an important kick if it goes over.
Oh, will it ever be an important kick? This will bring it back to a 6-point ball game, and suddenly the spectre of extra time and a golden point looms on the horizon if this is kicked. Hazem El Masri, one of the best in the world, and that is the reason why. What a kick! 38 points to 32. Brian Noble, Ian Millwood. What's going to happen in the next 10 minutes?
In the next 10 minutes, it's going to be one humdinger. They just need to get the ball and hold on to it for 6 and create some, get themselves back in the game. They just haven't touched the ball for the last 10 minutes, and that's really in 4 tries. And what Bulldogs are doing really, really well is offloading the ball. They're supporting each other. They've got the belief, they've got the momentum. Leeds are a little bit of those mini free-fall play phases that you get in the game. They've just got to find some control and get themselves back up the right end of the field.
It's 7 tries to 6 in Leeds' favour, but Ian Millwood, can the Rhinos, never mind celebrate, can they hang on?
Let's go back, 10-15 minutes. Sonny Bill, those bone-crushing tackles, has absolutely lifted the Canterbury team, and now there's so much self-belief, they're finding space. I don't think a few of the Leeds blokes are real comfortable at the moment tearing into them. They are ripping apart. You can talk about second win, you can talk about everything. They are coming home. The offloads are converting now into points. The offloads aren't there for Leeds. They don't have field position. Oh, strap in, Eddie.
Indeed so. Buckle up. It could be a rocky ride. And, well, as I say, 4 tries that Canterbury have scored in a quarter of an hour. It's 7-6 in terms of try scoring to the Leeds Rhinos. And it's only the converted try that stands between them and the Bulldogs just now.
And there's no fluke about all those 4 tries. They tested their arm, they kept it alive, and they've had the ability, what Leeds did in the first half, was to suck in the defence and then get it out wide.
And the ironic cheers all round this ground, because Sean Hampstead has just given Leeds a penalty.
That was a huge play from Chef Walker. He made 10 metres, and it's difficult to stop. They try to hold him down. That's exactly what they needed just to lift them now. Can they kick on with that now? Control the next set of possession and apply some pressure to the Bulldogs.
I think I saw the number 12 being held up there by the fourth official. It's the last change for Leeds then, if that's the case. They go now with what's out there on the field, and this crowd is doing its best to lift the team. And Maguire doing his best to lift them as well.
Well, this is where the kicking game has to come in for the Rhinos. They've got to try to get consecutive sets of 6. Don't waste an opportunity. They're in the best position on the field of play.
Do they go for a field goal?
It's Maguire, it's Bailey taking the ball in front of the sticks. Oh, lost! 2 on 1! 2 on 1! Referee says there's a knock on, and there's certainly some feeling between Sonny Bill Williams and Ryan Bailey.
Is there ever? But he can run, he can dummy, sidestep, offload, come up with some crunching tackles. He's not frightened to throw one either. Ripped it away, lost it, that's a knock on.
Well, I think that was 2 on 1. There was certainly a man involved in the tackle originally. Referee's called time off and wants a word. It's a knock on against Canterbury. It's going to be Leeds' feed.
Well, I'm sure the message going down from this fella is that if we do get a chance, take the 1 point. Doesn't matter how many you win by.
Well, that would just ease the pressure a little.
Yeah.
But imagine they were winning with ease until the last quarter of an hour. And now we're talking about a 1-point drop goal to take the pressure off. Funny old game.
Oh, they've had a push in the pack.
Referee's not happy with it though.
Lucky to get away with that. That ball came flying out the Canterbury side.
Well, credit Maguire, he got to it first.
They've been spending some time with the England Rugby Union team. Maybe they started to push in the scrum.
Leeds go with what's left. Canterbury with 2 remaining, and if it gets to golden point, I think they have a couple more options.
Again, Eddie, the most sensible thing to do is to make sure that they keep in this area. Little kick into the in-goal area, get it, another 6.
Maguire bounces off one, bounces off another, manages to offload to Burrow.
He'll throw hands off now, letting go. All the way, Dogs, all the way, stand up with it.
And here's Mathers.
No way.
Mathers. Almost through was Gareth Ellis. Burrow. Sinfield, drop goal from Sinfield. That will win it. That will seal it for Leeds. Not even Canterbury surely can score 2 tries in less than 3 minutes. Leeds will win the World Club crown, but boy, it has been a battle in this second half.
It certainly has. Full credit to the Canterbury side. They could have just given in, but they didn't. The quality here. Sinfield's had a big game. He's controlled things out there. And that's what you need. You need a skipper that can just calm it down. That's how important it is. His career has been up and down like a yo-yo. I think that Steve Folkes realises now that all hope has gone. They'll go for the short one, which they've done, but a bit too long.
Can Leeds finish with a real flourish? Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Another real schmozzle round the tackle.
Well, that should have been a penalty. I mean, that was just ludicrous what was happening there.
Oh, and Ellis taken a bit high by Oliver, didn't like it. Here's Rob Burrow.
Oh, this is getting past a joke. The official, he just doesn't bother now.
Maguire. Still Maguire. Last tackle for Leeds.
Got to be a good kick, get it in the touch, and they'll take the time in regards to... That's it, that's good thinking. Take the time to form the scrum. Keep the defence. Well, it was all smiles, wasn't it, half an hour ago on the sidelines. Maybe the message can be sent back up to Headingley that yes, he can get out the silver polish to add to the Super League trophy that they won last year.
think the referee's frightened of putting this scrum down here. He knows with Ryan Bailey in the front row, anything could happen.
Down they go. Big push on. And he wants the scrum to reform. I noticed the Canterbury trainer came out and he said, get yourselves ready for the scrum, because then the referee is forced to hold the clock up if Leeds aren't down there as well. So here they come. And Leeds have got 20 seconds to survive, and Tony Smith will add the World Club crown to the Super League title he won last year. 10 seconds to go, and 37,000 Leeds voices count down to glory as the fight erupts again between Bailey and Sonny Bill Williams. It's all over. Leeds are the World Club champions.
Look at the size of the thing. Unbelievable.
We're going to the Super Bowl. Let's go! We got to make this a show, baby. Kings of the world.
Super Bowl 39, New England versus Philadelphia, sponsored by Coors, Sunday 10 p.m. Sky Sports 1.
This weekend in the Sunday Times, pick up your free DVD of Howard's End, the triple Oscar-winning film and Merchant Ivory classic, starring Anthony Hopkins, Helena Bonham Carter, and Emma Thompson in the performance that won her the Academy Award for Best Actress. Don't miss your free Howard's End DVD inside every copy of this weekend's Sunday Times. The Sunday Times is the Sunday papers.
Good party last night. Nivea for Men Revitalizing Cream Q10 moisturizes and refreshes your skin to help you look better than you feel.
I'm glad I don't have to go through that.
Revitalizing Cream Q10. And to avoid tired-looking eyes, Revitalizing Eye Relief Q10. From Nivea for Men, advanced face care.
To fly in the RAF.
Heard you got a new phone, Derek. Free, was it? No. Shame, because this new Samsung D500 is free at the link. Double minutes and double text for 6 months. Video and photo messaging, MP3 player. Oh, and did yours come with free Bluetooth headset? You've been stitched up, mate.
The Link. Phones to suit every pocket. They'll never guess who did this. Diet Coke, sugar-free, great taste for those who love life.
Tony, I think the look on your face might suggest just how tense things got.
Oh yeah, it was a great spectacle, I thought. Really, some extraordinary rugby league played there, and I think it showed what two quality teams they are. They threw everything at us, and they came back, but it showed we can play a bit over here as well. I thought some great skill, and it was it's a real shot in the arm for British rugby league, I think.
The fact that you had to resort to a one-pointer at the end, though, suggests that it was anything but comfortable.
Oh, we knew that. It's only the media that was saying that Canterbury weren't up to strength. We knew that'd be a tough game. We knew that all week. We prepared for it, and we were happy to get away with it with 1 point or 10 points. It wouldn't have mattered.
Thanks, Tony. Well, the 1 point came from the boot of Kevin Sinfield. It got a bit twitchy towards the end there, didn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. We played some good stuff in the first half, but second half, they come back, we spilled a lot of ball, and we're giving the ball a good side, and they're going to attack us and score tries, so thankfully we managed to scrape it at the end, but we're very pleased, obviously, but there's a lot of work for us to do.
You couldn't get hold of the ball, could you?
No, and when we did, we dropped it, so it's a lot of work for us to do in training this week. It's back to reality, Hull away next week, and we'll enjoy tonight, but it's going to be a tough one.
Well, no, you've got no party planned, have you? It's straight back to work, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. We'll be swimming straight after this, and heads on, really. Hopefully it'll be the start of a big season for us.
And Hull next weekend, as you suggest. I mean, this is tough. A nice preparation for what is going to be a really tough game.
Yeah, exactly. This was our focus through pre-season, and I suppose Hull's focus will have been Leeds, and be a tough game. It always is up there, but we'll look forward to it.
Kevin, you had to miss out on the Tri-Nations. You had to watch while Great Britain suffered here last November. So to come back here and to do it with Leeds must be sweet for you.
Yeah, it's great. I think we all suffered a bit that second half as well. But it's great to lift another trophy, and to have that, the title of World Club Champions is something very special for Leeds.
Thanks, Kevin. Well done.
Thank you.
So Leeds have won the World Club Championship, but only just. They gave us a real fright in the end, didn't they? Those 4 tries late on in the match from the Canterbury Bulldogs gave us a real fright. And Brian Noble, well, they won, but only just.
And it's great that they won. British team get up. They were completely controlling the game, full enough until Canterbury started scoring. Then they had a bit of a problem because they went into a little bit of free fall, and it can happen. Sometimes, you're on the back foot and you just need a break to go your way, and I thought Kevin Sinfield did the correct thing right at the end there, took the pressure out of the game, and they just got a little bit fidgety, did Leeds, but we saw the quality of Canterbury flying at the line. All their offloads were sticking, and if you look at the second half, you have to say that they were the better team, by a bit of a distance. El Masri gifted Leeds a try, and then young Mathers came through with a good kick try, and then it was all Canterbury, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Danny Maguire apparently has won the Man of the Match award, and he will receive his trophy before the World Club Challenge trophy is handed over. And I think the puff on the cheeks said it all. It was a real struggle at the end to hold the Bulldogs out. Fantastic match though, great finish. 4 tries in the last quarter of an hour. Leeds, I think they had the cue on the rack. I think they thought they were home and hosed.
Well, we talk about the tries, but it was a contributor to the way they defended Canterbury. They really upped the ante. Their physical contact was outstanding. Probably supplied by the best player in the world at the moment, and one of the youngest, in Sonny Bill Williams. His contact in defence was outstanding. The other interesting thing is they will rue the day where they conceded 4 tries from kicks, 2 in the first half and 2 in the second half. And that's been the major contributor to their loss today. And, it's an old saying, game of 2 halves. Canterbury's won the second half, Leeds won the first, but their clinical work in the first half got them the World Club champions.
Tony Grimaldi leads the Canterbury Bulldogs up to receive the losers' medals. A great effort from them, and one thing you can say about the Aussies, Brian, they never say die, do they?
Well, they were just sparked up instantly. As Ian mentioned there, that the shoulder operation that Sonny Bill Williams had in the off-season, I think I'll send a few of my players to have one, even if they don't need one, because it actually sparked. It's funny enough, sometimes a defensive action or a big hit, a big contact, a great tackle lifts your team, and it certainly lifted them. And we saw that, you go to sleep. It's like, if you use a cricket analogy, the reason Australia runs so many teams out is because, right, where did that come from? I didn't expect that. They expect to get something on every play, and I suppose that's another one of the lessons we can learn from tonight.
Well, Ali Lawatiti came to the British game from the NRL, Phil Clark, and well, I don't know whether St Helens or Bradford or Wigan or Leeds or whoever have got the money, but you would break the bank to get Sonny Bill Williams over here, wouldn't you?
I think if you ever get an opportunity to see Sonny Bill Williams play rugby league, you should take it. Wherever in the world, he is fantastic, and really he did make the difference. We've seen the Leeds side going up. Great experience, I think, tonight for Leeds. They've had a period of time where they've promised a lot in rugby league but have failed to lift the trophies when it's mattered. They lifted one, obviously, last year at the grand final, and it's a massive confidence boost for them again here, I think, especially the young lads. To play in that sort of intensity against some of the best players from Australia will no doubt benefit them for the remainder of this Super League season.
And there was some spite in it, wasn't there, Stephen?
Well, there always is, and I mean, British against the Australians, you're not going to be playing tiddlywinks, that's for sure. There's no love lost, and I think it showed that. I think it was more frustration right at the end of this game, and full credit to Canterbury. They really were down and out, but they changed their tactics. Folks, their coach, obviously had a few words to say at half-time. They chanced their arm, and they kept the ball alive. It was something that Leeds controlled in the first 40. It turned around, and Danny Maguire, well, he has shown his good quality and his class tonight. But I must say that Sonny Bill Williams must have run him very, very close for the Man of the Match award.
Big moment here then for Kevin Sinfield. Leeds Rhinos are the champions of the world. That's the Super League trophy and the World Club trophy that young man has lifted over the past 4 months or so. Let's hear from the beaten Australian coach, Steve Folkes of the Bulldogs. He's with Chris.
Well, Steve, you must be very impressed with that fight back. You said at half-time you were pleased with the effort in the first half, despite the 20-point margin behind. The fight back, though, a lot of courage from a lot of young faces.
Yeah, as I said, half-time, I was really happy with the way we were going. We probably gifted them 18 points from not recovering kicks, but, they played pretty well. They scored a couple of really good tries, so, congratulations to them.
I mean, back in your era, Steve, you were known as the entertainers. Did you believe that you could come back like you did?
At 26-6 at half-time, 20 points is not a lot in the modern game, but I don't think 3 tries is pretty easy to come by if you get a bit of possession. So, I guess we fell short at the end, but as I said, I'm really happy with the effort, and a few young guys really stood up.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. No.
Well, they really did stand up. The Canterbury Bulldogs gave us a real show, as did these Leeds Rhinos. Let's take nothing away from them. 39 points to 32. They have won. They are the champions of the world. These two know what it means to a club to win the World Championship. Fantastic feeling for the lads of Leeds tonight.
Outstanding. They'll love it tonight. They'll love it through the week, and they should love it through the year. Everywhere they go, they're the world champions, and they should wear that tag with pride. They thoroughly deserved it. They deserve the win tonight. Let's not take anything away from them.
And it sets us up beautifully now for the start of a new season. Very quickly, Ian, looking forward to it?
Well, can't wait. Everyone's recruited well. The bottom teams are recruited more because there's 2 teams going down. The top teams, it's more even. There's no one standout team. Brian reckons Leeds are unbeatable. I reckon someone's going to beat them, Brian.
Well, we shall see, and it might just be next week. But all that's still to come. And a reminder that coming up next week, the start of the brand new Super League season. Boots and all, will preview it in a 2-hour special on Sky Sports 2, Monday night from 8. And then we'll see Leeds again next Friday at 7:30 at Hull, and Lee take on Huddersfield in their Super League opener next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Great way to start, though, the World Club Championship. Thanks to the boys for being here, and well done to the Leeds Rhinos, champions of the world.
Rugby League on Sky Sports in association with Stan James, the sports bookmaker, whatever your sport.
Bacardi, welcome to the Latin Quarter.
Detention vehicle heading north on the 101, over.
Members of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty as charged.
This is not a prison. No walls, no bars. It's hotter than that.
The child was detained single-handedly, a wild Mustang.
Stand back, stand back! What's he doing?
You let him go, you bring him back.
He thought Charlie was his daughter's imaginary friend until people started dying.
Where is Charlie?
He just left.
Now, if you want to know the secret, you have to play the game.
Charlie!
Hide and seek.
Tastes good, huh? Fantastic. What did you have? Indigestion. Can I have one?
Rennie Soft Chews. Indigestion never tasted so good.
Sur TV5. TV5.org et télétexte.
Challenge is a fantastic way to start the brand new season, and St Helens were hoping to become the third British winners in a row, but the Sydney Roosters are a fine side, premiers in Australia for the first time in 27 years, and they were desperate to take the trophy home. Phil Clark and I are joined here at Bolton's Reebok Stadium by Sean McRae, and this was a match that produced a great lesson in how to play this wonderful game called Rugby League. Enjoy it all again right now. First of all, let's check out the way the two teams lined up. Beginning with the British champions, the Saints. They had Darren Albert at fullback, Anthony Stewart, Martin Gleeson, Paul Newlove and Adrian Gardner. It was Tommy Martin and Sean Long at halfback. And the forwards, Darren Britt, Jason Hooper, John Stankovic, Chris Joint, the skipper, Darren Smith and Paul Sculthorpe at loose forward. And their substitutes bench was occupied by Barry Ward, Mickey Hyam, Tim Yonkers, Mark Edmondson, and of course the coach is Ian Millward. Now the men from Sydney, the Roosters. Anthony Minicello at fullback, Todd Byrne, Chris Flannery, Justin Hodges, Shannon Hegarty, Brad Fittler, the captain at standoff. Craig Wing was moved to scrum half. The forwards, Jason Kalis, Michael Crocker and Peter Cusack, Adrian Morley, the Great Britain, and Craig Fitzgibbon, and Luke Ricketson at loose forward. And on the bench, Brett Finch, Ned Katic, Todd Payton and Chad Robinson. Coach, Ricky Stewart. Russell Smith is the man in charge here tonight. But Saints won the right to be here. The Roosters, they won the right to be here with a victory in their grand final, 30 points to 18, back on October the 6th. Now the chance to claim the championship of the world. And it's going to be Michael Crocker who will get this game in motion. Fireworks have crackled overhead, the smoke is clearing, we're underway! 2003 is underway, and what a season it promises to be, and what a match this promises to be. Look at the chase from Sydney, and look at the first tackle on Darren Britt. The chase led by Kalis.
But we spoke about
Tommy Martin kicking early.
Maybe, I'm not so sure about that. Turning over possession now. Well on the attack, first tackle there. That's a real danger. I'm sure they would have looked to got greater length on that kick.
Not a great kick from Martin. And here come the Roosters. So instead of Saints working the ball away from their own line, it's Sydney Roosters who are in control here. And this is Fitzgibbon now for them. They're 20 metres away. Tackle there by Paul Sculthorpe. Crocker again. And that was Fittler with the little offload. Good charge in by the prop forward Cusack. Solid St Helens defence. Crocker again. Fittler. Oh, not the best pass on the bounce though, and picked up by Adrian Morley. Adrian Morley will need no introduction to British fans. Good dab, and Long is after this, and he catches it in the air, Sean Long. It's a big night for Sean Long. He has got to try and re-establish himself as Great Britain's #1 scrum half. Paul Deacon of Bradford, at the moment the man who is in charge of that British jersey.
Sean Long read the kick very well, got back, but there's just been a huge tackle gone in there by Adrian Morley. He's shown early doors he means business. The Roosters finding it hard to get out of that danger zone. Traditionally, the Australian sides do start the game very quickly, Eddie, and look at the speed of the defensive line. Again, Saints kicking deep.
Good kick from Tommy Martin, but I think he was just over the 20-metre line. And it's going to be head and feet here to the Roosters.
It didn't go over the 20-metre line in the Rooster territory anyway, so...
Oh, no, you're right. There are two red lines down there, which...
There's a 40-metre and a 20-metre, obviously, in both halves. Keep your back.
I was confused by the red lines, so my apologies.
The Roosters also had a practice match, didn't they, earlier in the week against Widnes, and in that game they kicked very early in the tackle count themselves.
And there they are again with Fittler with the kick downfield, and it's a chase on here. A real chase, and it's Darren Smith who is after it, and Darren Smith does well. He managed to get that ball back for Saints under pressure from Luke Ricketson, but they were looking for the flyers out wide then.
I think the kick came more to the middle than Fittler would have liked, didn't he? He wanted Hodges and Byrne on the right wing chasing down hard on that, but again Morley working hard from the marker position. This is the tough part now for St Helens to come away from here. This is where you need your bravery.
It was such a different set of circumstances. Here's the early kick from Fittler. He was looking for Todd Byrne out wide, but it went down the middle. But a totally different set of circumstances from Monday, Phil. We were there at Widnes when they had their warm-up. Boy, it was dreadful, dreadful conditions that night. Muddy. This now is very crisp, very solid underfoot. Good kick from Tommy Martin.
Well, it is a good kick. Sean Long was maybe looking at an option, either a deeper kick or even they had the numbers with Byrne dropping back. There's a chance to exploit some space on the left. I think they'll just be relieved. The first few minutes are underway and out of the way for St Helens. The Roosters have started very, very impressively.
So here now is Fittler again. He gets away from Gleeson, but Darren Smith is there to pull him down. And now it's with Fitzgibbon once again. He makes inroads up the middle. St Helens hunting in pairs. Gleeson was there, so too was Hooper.
Wait!
Of course, both sides with one or two changes in personnel after their grand final successes of last year. And interestingly enough, the hooking role, Kieran Cunningham not here, of course, for St Helens, and Bonetti, he has retired for the Roosters. So a major change there. Good tackle from Long on Minicello.
Here's Crocodile, the hooker, taking the ball up. He's going to win a penalty here for a high tackle.
He has Stankovic. And Michael Crocker not impressed with that.
You talk how important the hooking position is. If you think back to last year's World Club Challenge, it was the Bradford hooker James Lawes who won the man of the match. It's a key role, but I expect both of these sides will make changes in the hooking department. I expect to see Craig Wingo there and the speedy Mickey Hyam come on for St Helens as the game wears on.
Well, the high shot from John Stankovic, who is highly rated by both his club coach Ian Millwood and the Great Britain coach David Waite. It offers the opportunity to the Roosters for the first points on the board here, because Fitzgibbon will surely have a shot at goal. Won the Clive Churchill medal as man of the match in the Australian Grand Final last year, a try and 5 goals. And this Fitzgibbon, 81 successful kicks last year. This is his first opportunity to put points on the board here at Bolton. Always important, Phil, to get the first points, just to settle the nerves.
And it's a difficult kick too, isn't it? It's that just to the left-hand side of the post, but it's where most fans expect you to put it over. Your teammates also. It was the first kick, it's a difficult one.
Fitzgibbon then for the Roosters. Good kick, right over the top of the H. And the Roosters have the lead here at the Reebok Stadium. 2-0.
Dream year last year for Craig Fitzgibbons, obviously going on then to play for Australia in the test match against New Zealand. If you really look at the Roosters side, its back row is possibly its strongest element, with Morley, Fitzgibbons and Ricketson. The great mobility at the back. And the question that a lot of people asked in Australia was just how good were the front rowers. Well, Kalis takes it up, and I expect Cusack will follow soon after that.
Was that a little fumble by Crocker? The referee and touch judges shake their heads.
Hands off the ball.
Well, could have been.
Maybe off his foot. Here is the goal kicker, Fitzgibbon, disappears under the challenge from Sculthorpe. And now it's the winger Shannon Hegarty cutting in field. Darren Britt working hard, so too Stankovic, and legally this time. Bringing down Peter Cusack it was. Whoa, that was a fierce challenge by Tommy Martin.
Possibly even a late shot, but he got away with it. For the first time now, Saints with good possession. Up towards the halfway line.
Here's Aidy Gardner now.
Release, Joe, to me, come on.
Only got the nod, well, publicly anyway. There was in the side an hour before the kick-off. I'm sure he knew, Aidy Gardner, that he was in a lot earlier than everybody else did. That was Hooper at dummy half, and here is Chris Choint. Good tackle by Adrian Morley. Hooper again, Sculthorpe attacking the line.
Good run from Paul Sculthorpe. He's picked out Craig Wing there in the defensive line. He's not too bothered if he gets through at this stage. Just take some petrol out of Wing.
Good hands, forward pass. Forward pass, says the referee. They'll bring this back. It's no try.
And it's a turnover as well in the last tackle. Great option there. We saw earlier Sean Long asking to run it on that side with Tommy Martin. They kicked a few minutes ago. Here they run the ball. Martin to Newlove.
I think it was that one there. It wasn't that one.
What a pity. Fantastic skills there from Paul Newlove. Catch and pass in one motion.
St Helens denied by the whistle of Russell Smith.
That just goes to show you, Eddie, the quality on show here today. Just the slightest chance. The player just not being in position defensively, and both of these two teams can exploit it.
So near, yet so far. The Roosters with a slender lead, courtesy of the boot of Fitzgibbon. Crocker, the dummy half, turns the ball down that left-hand channel, and that is Hodges, and he managed to keep his legs going, does Hodges. That was dangerous, and here is Crocker, and now that's Wing. Went, well, the initial push was forwards, and Ricky Stewart just biting the fingernail, not sure that he agrees with Russell Smith, but the initial fumble by Craig Wing propelled the ball in forward motion.
Well, again, I think Crocker, not a regular hooker, he's more of a utility forward. The pass wasn't a good one to Wing. Missed opportunity for the Roosters.
Sculthorpe shooting out the base of the scrum, collared by Adrian Morley. Martin, good run, he finds Darren Albert. And Darren Albert, of course, playing at full-back this evening. 25 tries last year for the Saints. This is Darren Britt now. Jason Hooper waits at dummy half. Interference at the play of the ball by Fitzgibbon.
That's what St Helens need, some quick play of the balls to win that ruck area. Both of these two sides are looking in the early stages to win the floor. Either end up in a good position to play the ball quickly or dominate in the tackle. They've won a penalty there, Darren Britt for his side. That's good work. Ricky Stewart looking a little frustrated.
Thanks, Dave.
The last couple of minutes didn't go the way he'd like.
John Cartwright was the man alongside Ricky Stewart. Used to play, of course, once upon a time for Salford in this part of the world. But the man who produced the first 2 points for the Roosters, Fitzgibbon, might well here be producing the opportunity for Long to get the first 2 points for Saints.
Well, we said, didn't we, you like a nice easy kick in front of the post, 20 metres out. See Ian Millward there just talking to Kieran Cunningham. It's not exactly what Sean Long's been given. But he kicked 9 goals last week in the fantastic performance against the UTC in the Challenge Cup down in Perpignan. 4 tries as well, so he's ready for a big game after missing the Test series against New Zealand last year.
Indeed so. And he's just, what, about 6 metres inside the Roosters' heart. Oh dear, he never got it off the ground almost.
Well, I think he probably tried to kick it a bit too hard. I'm not a kicking specialist, but that's unusual for him to miss kicks so badly.
Minicello, though, the man who collected it and ran the ball out for the Roosters.
Hands off the ball.
Well, that will do Sean Long's confidence with the boot no favours.
Very compressed St Helens defence. They realise the Roosters are going to play it pretty basic, just one-out football at the moment.
Get off him, quickly.
Well, Fittler will look to exploit if they see an opening.
Hegarty gets away from Long. He can't get away from Stankovic or Jason Hooper. He's 40 metres away from his own line on the last tackle. Expect the kick here, maybe. Well, they're running it. And why wouldn't they, with men like Hodges in the side? Kick over the top. Darren Albert. Oh, that ball's bounced wickedly, but Albert, he managed to get to it.
One of the features of that practice match against Widnes was the speed and enthusiasm of the kick chase from the Roosters. You saw then, as soon as they put ball to boot, they go as hard and fast as they can to get downfield. They can't win the ball, they'll win some ground.
Rip-roaring start to the new season. This is Sculthorpe. Fittler is there, so too is Flannery. Hooper, Long. Shaped to pass inside, held on, had to take the tackle. Fittler was round him, so too Flannery again. Hooper, it's on the last. Martin with the kick downfield. Collected on the fly by Minicello. Hooper missed him. Stankovic didn't.
It's a good chase from St Helens though, that will please Ian Millward and the players out there. A good line, good communication. Everyone up there for it.
The game being played at a fantastic pace when you consider this is only St Helens' second real challenge of the season and the first fully competitive match for the Roosters. Flannery gets the ball inside to Fitzgibbon again, seeing plenty of it. Saints' defence so far standing firm. 12 minutes gone. Here's Fittler, there's the kick again. Albert's after it, he's quick as well. Darren Albert collects.
He's going to have a tough night, Darren Albert, especially when he gets met with his defence like that. Luke Ricketson in there. There's talk about him going into politics. It wouldn't surprise me if he ended up as the Minister for Defence.
Well,
you'll see him all over the field, yeah. You'll see him all night.
And here now is Britt again. Big collision in centre field. Britt, though, turned over on his back by 3 tacklers. Hooper, Sculthorpe, back it goes to Long. Quick hands out wide. And here goes Adi Gardner. And he's away from Fitzgibbon. And he's got a chance here, but Minicello is solid in defence. Good run, though, from Gardner. St Helens on the charge. Sculthorpe, a dab over the top for Long to chase. Minicello reads it well.
Well, we predicted a thriller. We've certainly got that wonderful skill from St Helens.
And wonderful defence from the Roosters in the shape of Minicello.
Well, he usually plays on the wing for them, but he knows how important it is to get back for kicks. Essentially took that out of the arms of Sean Long, otherwise a certain 4 points.
Here's Morley now for the Roosters. Had a massive game and a big influence on their grand final success last year. This is Jason Kalis. Remember, we saw him on the Kiwi Tour in the club games, not in the tests against Great Britain. He played against the French. This is Fittler.
The St Helens fans have just come to life with that play, haven't they? They sense now maybe the first bit of hope to crack through this Rooster defence, which was the best in the Australian competition last year. Adi Gardner well placed to take that kick on the full.
Positioned himself perfectly. It was Craig Wing's kick, looking for the touchline. Only found Gardner. Gardner struggling to his feet under the weight of 2 defenders. Sculthorpe wide to Long. Long, he really does look up for this. Said in the press this week that this is his chance to re-establish himself as Britain's #1 scrum half. Good work from Stankovic. He finds Sculthorpe. Battling run from Sculthorpe. Cut down by Kalis. Penalty. Kalis holding the legs of Paul Sculthorpe as he tried to regain his feet.
There's a lot of the good work done by John Stankovic to actually offload in the tackle that put the extra pressure on Jason Kalis to commit that penalty. Foul now, could be another 2 points though. They kick to touch, St Helens.
Yes, Tommy Martin has taken control of the situation. They kick to touch, they go for ground. They're 20 metres away. Ian Millward, Kieran Cunningham alongside him. How they would love to have Cunningham out there. How he would love to be out there. Darren Britt drives it in, first tackle. The Saints are 11 metres short of the line. Hooper's the dummy half. Here is Stankovic, back to Hooper. Oh, and that was touched by Morley. That's going to be a knock-on.
Well, he got himself into no man's land, didn't he, Adrian Morley? He was between the ball and the man. Wasn't sure who to go for, through the right arm out. Had it gone behind too long, there was a hole. Pressure now on the Roosters' defence.
Well, no one will know more than Adrian Morley about the pressure that's on St Helens from a British point of view. But he wants to go home victorious, and home is now Australia for Adrian Morley. He's bought property down there, although he's off contract with the Roosters at the end of this season. This is Joint.
Away!
A great opportunity here for St Helens in their attacking position. Hooper to Long. Long back to Sculthorpe. Back to Long. Wide it goes to Gleeson. Oh, Gleeson couldn't take the tack and the ball in. Gardner was waiting outside him, and Gleeson just fumbled it.
Great opportunity they created on the side. The pass to Gleeson, just not to hand. Hegarty had come in field. He knows again. He won't get too many opportunities down at that end of the field.
4 trophies in 3 years for Ian Millwood. Can he become the first coach to win a World Club Challenge twice? Here come the Roosters, though. This is Justin Hodges. The handling errors, all square. Just the boot of Craig Fitzgibbon separating the two sides where it matters on the scoreboard. Here come Sydney again. Good defence from St Helens, but great hands from the Roosters. And here is the magician. Here is Fittler. And Fittler with the kick for Minicello to chase. Darren Smith is after it. Darren Smith loses it. Sean Long picks it up.
Well, Darren Smith saved his side on 2 occasions.
With chases down like that. What a run from the veteran Darren Smith. He's 34 years of age.
2.
We said that the St Helens side had a very compressed defensive line.
3 to me.
And Fittler recognised that if they could get outside the fringe, there was a chance to make something of it. The kick to the floor, excellent. He had the chase with it, but Darren Smith, well, he might not have scored, but he saved his side. He has contributed about 8 to 10 points already. Good defence from Ricketson again.
And Sculthorpe judged to have lost the ball by Russell Smith.
Well,
actually, it was off his own man's hand there.
With the ball, and then Sean Long picked the ball up. What about putting hands in? No,
if you're aggressive in defence, you've always a chance of forcing a mistake. This was the missed try. Todd Payton and Darren Smith, all sorts of bodies coming in, piling on it.
What an effort from Darren Smith it was, and he needed a little bit of treatment as well after that, probably a bit of oxygen for the lungs.
Well, he's the oldest player on the field, isn't he, at 34?
Remember, this season, the coaches have 4 men on the bench. They can make 12 changes. That includes the blood bins. That ball went behind the man it was intended to. Minicello feeds it out wide, though, and this is Todd Byrne. And St Helens now penalised for the flop.
Well, he did, didn't he? Came in slightly too late, Paul Newlove. Which is though the Roosters will elect to kick at goal.
Yes, I think they are. The touch judges being sent round the back of the post. Paul Newlove, the man adjudged to have dropped on the Roosters player. There's Ricky Stewart, the Roosters coach. He guided the